Alright, Shalom. This is your brother Yarash Amar from the GMS Champaign, Illinois branch. For all things, want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and sight. Taste to all the Akim that's pushing this truth of righteousness and sincerity. Alright, Shalom. Now, this is another video I came across from Arrows Indignation 144, which is always some beautiful clips and information this brother is always putting up. Alright, very diligent on this page, man. And I get a lot of inspiration from this page. Now, this is one of the videos that I came across. I'm gonna let it play out and jump in with some spiritual commentary, man. Oh yeah. And Lord willing, this is edifying for the elect's sake, who we endure all things for, man.
If black kids are angry, it's because we poison their brains. Literally. Oh, you think black people are more violent? So weird how that happened right after we poisoned all their neighborhoods with lead. Fucking crazy. Oh, and this is not any conspiracy theory or anything like that. This is well-documented U.S. history. And if nobody taught you this, it's probably because they didn't want you to know. So yeah, welcome to my latest rabbit hole. So let's start off with the science behind lead. Lead exposure is like one of the worst things that you can do to a developing child brain. It causes permanent damage to the part of the brain that deals with judgment and impulse control. It reduces IQ, and it increases aggression and risk-taking. This is proven. It causes learning disabilities, attention issues, and behavioral disorders. And it raises the chance of arrest, school expulsion, and unemployment later in life. And for most of the 20th century, poor black communities were deliberately soaked with this shit. Their homes, their pipes, their air, their soil, you name it, fucking lead. So wait a minute, if lead was so dangerous, why are we using it? And you guessed it, money. Tales all this time, baby. Lead in the paint made it dry faster, it stuck better to surfaces, it resisted moisture and peeling, and it just looked like shinier and more vibrant, you know? And this was great for landlords and government-assisted housing, you know, the places that are trying to cut costs and shit. Perfect for them. Oh, but we also put it in gasoline too, but we made a new name for it though, so it sounds a little bit better. They called it tetraethyl lead, which this ended up making cars run better, you didn't have the knocking from engines, and it allowed manufacturers like GM to make their high-performance cars. So, win-win, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, even though all the factory workers in the GM plants and the DuPont plants and stuff like that started hallucinating and seeing bugs, like they literally called it the house of butterflies, because people were seeing bugs and spotting them. But yeah, even though all of this shit was actively happening, they were like, I think we're safe. Honestly, I think we're good. But they also put lead in all the pipes and stuff, so all your water's coming to your house, whatever, it's going through lead, because lead was cheaper, it was easier to bend, you know, just, it's better, you know? But like, here's the thing, if we...
Alright, so let me grab this first, man. Lately, brothers have been going back into the milk, man, going back into the basic scriptures, because, these things are speaking right now, man. So this is Sirach 12:10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. So we have to know who our enemy is first and foremost, man. All right. If you're an Israelite, all right, you descend from the tribe of you descend from the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and speckled bird, all right, who may appear to look like the other nations, but their lineage goes back to the Israelites, man. All right. You have to know who your enemy is, man. All right, anything outside of the Israelites, all right, is an enemy unto the nation of Israel, man. But first and foremost is the Edomites, man. All right, the so-called white race, all right. All this destruction, all this death, all this lead, and all this shit she's talking about, it's all from the enemy, man. It's all constructed from our enemies, man. None of this is by chance, man. When you're dealing with the devil, man, when you're dealing with Edom, all right, he doesn't leave anything up for chance, all right. Nothing is by coincidence, man. All right, this devil is strategically, all right, destroying us, man. All right, that's why 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, you know, be not ignorant of Satan's devices, all right. You have to know what the hell is going on, man. You have to be aware of these things, man. But yes, as you can see, what it causes Jake to have impulses, man. I become violent, and you see that shit in Jake, man. Even in the neighborhood, I'm in Champaign, Illinois, and the neighborhood was predominantly where I'm from, is predominantly Judah. Well, now it's Issacharites and Judah. It's been kind of mingled in with both the tribes over the last few years. But the water is toxic around us, man. I mean, literally, like, there's a lawsuit going on, and the water is toxic. All right, that's in this neighborhood, and it just so happens, but what? That this where the niggas at, man. All right, this is where Jake at, man. All right, so these things are not coincidental, man. All right, you can never trust this devil, man. All right, because he does nothing good. All right, out of the goodness of his heart, man. It's all something to it's something, a hidden agenda behind his actions, man. It's never out of pure it's never genuine, man. Go to the next verse. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. All right, because these devils will humble themselves, come with a smile, come with a gift. All right, you have to still take heed. Watch them, man. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Right? Yeah, so he's gonna eventually show his horns, man. Eventually you're gonna see, oh damn, this devil, it was all a ploy. All right.
We knew lead was bad. Like, we wouldn't have known this and still pushed it, right? Try again. Ready for this little timeline? In 1904, Australian doctors warned that lead paint killed children. France and Australia said, oh God, terrifying, ban it. The US said, it'll be alright. In 1992, the League of Nations recommended a global ban on lead paint. They said, this shit's bad. Nobody should be using this. And the US said, I'd rather not. Oh, and you can thank Sherwin-Williams for that, and the Lead Industries Association, which was lobbying Congress. So round of applause, Sherwin-Williams, thank you so much. Oh, but then we got in 1924 when the workers at Standard Oil's New Jersey refinery died in mass. But they were hysterical. That was workers' hysteria. That was not lead, baby. So, like, we're fine. Oh, and then in 1943, they had U.S. studies that showed low-level exposure lowered your IQ. But still, we were like, let's just bury those. Like, nobody needs to see those, okay? And then in 1971, the CDC created a safe threshold, but they put it, like, really fucking high. They're like, this is safe, like, I guess. We'll be fine. Stop complaining. You have your freedom. Shut up, you know? Oh, but of course, with this law, there was no enforcement in black communities because why would we do that? What? And then in 1978, the U.S. finally banned residential paint. But, that was only for new construction. And there was no requirement of cleaning up the old lead paint. So, you know, the projects, the government housing, all those places where you pushed all those poor people into, yeah, we're not going back there. But the new homes, the rich people, we good. We Gucci, baby. And here's where it gets really
all right, and as you can see, man, all these things tie into each other, man, and they've always been going hand in hand, man. From Esau putting us in these project homes, all right, breaking up the black, so-called black family structure. I won't shoot Negroes, taking the man out the house, all right, putting you into the ghettos, then filling your ass up with lead, man, lowering the IQ and having men impulsive and the women more erotic, all right, gangster rap employed into the crack cocaine, man. This is not coincidental, man. This was a deliberate destruction of our people, man. All right, this was fully intentional, man. All right, so this is Psalm 64:8. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought and every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. Yeah, so these devils, man, like I said, man, they track us, man. They learn us. This devil is the on the left hand side is the king of psychology, man. He looks into how the brain works. He knows what these different elements and what these different diseases and he knows how they'll affect us, man. All right. We're walking in the valley of death, man. That's why you have to be prayed up, man, all the time. It says, all right, but it says, Yahweh shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. But what you have to, that's why you want Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah on your side, all right, on your beckon, all right, to come to you and protect you, man. All right, you want to be worthy of protection and what's to come. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right. And that's what you're seeing right here, right? With this lady who appears to be an Edomite woman, may or may not be, all right? But you have what? Their own people, right, exposing the wickedness that they put out there, man. Exposing it for what it really is, man. All right? And a lot of these things, what Esau so goddamn twisted in the head, man, he'll put a lot of these poisons, GMOs into his own goddamn food supply where his own people have to eat it. If it means taking out a certain percentage of us, man, he'll deem it worthy. That's how cold and calculated this devil is, man. All right, those same AI machines that he's building. That's how this devil wants to be cold and calculated like that. Which, to a real high extent, he already is, man. This devil doesn't really feel empathy, especially not for you niggas, man. So this is Sirach 14:5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods, all right? There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness, all right? So, yeah, that's Esau Edom, man. He'll be evil to us. He poisons his own goddamn air, man. He puts the same chemtrails that he flies over these major cities. All right, his people have to breathe that in, man. All right, because on top of Esau not giving a damn about the other nations, he doesn't care about the poor of his people either, man. All right. He plans on killing a vast majority of them as well, man. And that's why you can never be thinking that, oh, they're not all bad, or some of them good, all right? That mindset is going to get your ass killed, man. All right? Psalms 55:21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, all right? War is in this devil's heart, man. This devil not coming to restore you, man. He's coming to rape, rob, and pillage. It said his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah, because he can talk a good game, man. He can get you to come to his side. He can get you, all right, to bend the knee, put your guard down, and that's when he showed you his horns.
Fucking crazy, because it had me thinking, how many major cities were affected by this? Let's go through the list. We have Baltimore, Maryland. By the 1990s, 94% of poisoned children were, you guessed it, black. Ooh, yep, peeling paint and aging row homes, water pipes, industrial waste sites saturated entire neighborhoods. Freddie Gray, yep, that one, the one that killed by the police in 2015. Yep, he was one of the poison guys. When they did the autopsy, they showed cognitive damage, ADHD, and lead-related developmental delays. Crazy, go figure, right? Baltimore's murder rate peaked at 353 in 1993, one of the highest in U.S. history. And today, estimated 75,000 to 100,000 people are still affected. St. Louis, Missouri, over 80% of black children tested in the 1990s had elevated blood lead levels. Public housing in North St. Louis was never remediated, like ever. Oh, and as recently as 2016, the city testing still found unsafe levels in kids' blood. So yeah, they estimate around 65,000 to 85,000 people are still being affected today in 2025. And most of these people live in neighborhoods with zero accountability. They're like, whatever, you got this, you're fine. And then we got Cleveland, Ohio. In 2004, more than 85% of homes still had lead paint. In fucking 2004, the city didn't enforce lead safety laws until 2019. Are you fucking kidding me? In 2018, Cleveland had the highest rate of lead exposure in Ohio, in the entire fucking state. Oh, and today, they're estimating around 70,000, 90,000 people are still affected, especially in East Cleveland and Glenville. God, this is fucking wild. Then we got Chicago. Chicago had the most lead service lines in the country, over 400,000. In the 1980s and 2000s, public housing projects like Cabrini Green were full of peeling lead paint and lead-tainted soil. Oh, and even now, South and West Side schools still show lower testing scores and higher suspension rates that correlate with historic lead maps. Like, the math is mathin'. Just do the fucking equation. And they estimate that today, around 200,000 to 250,000 people are still affected. Then we got Philadelphia. In 2000, 40% of children in some zip codes still tested positive for lead. Oh, but the enforcement laws exist there. They're just, not funded or followed or anything like that. Red tape, whatever. And in 2020, so 5 years ago, over 80% of rental units are still fucking failing the lead safety checks. And of course, they're in low-income neighborhoods. Go figure. So
all right. So this is Proverbs 14 and 16. It says, "For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall." All right. So that's the spirit of Esau Edom, man. All right, you have these elites who they meet up. All right, they have meetings and rituals throughout the year where they come together and they congregate. All right, on what steps to take to further, all right, their agenda, all right, which is ultimately going to be the NWO, man. All right, getting everybody under a one world government, a one world religion, the entirety of the earth population, micro C-hips. That's this devil's goal, which is not going to happen. All right, but he's damn sure going to push towards it, man. He's damn sure going to try to accomplish it. All right, it says, going on to verse 17, it says, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day." So yeah, in the end, all right, hey, his wickedness it's not gonna prevail, man. All right, it's not gonna prevail. The Lord is not gonna allow it. But you said we have to be aware of these things, and that's why brothers bring these topics out, man. You have to be aware of who the enemy is, man, and what this devil is willing to do, the lengths this devil is willing to go. Right? He doesn't care about the elderly of your people. He doesn't care about your children, man. This devil, he kills without a thought, man. All right. So this is Ezekiel 28 and 3. It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is none secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver in thy treasures. By thy wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches." Yeah. So this devil is proud, man. Right? Because what? He thinks that no one can stop him, man. All right, that nobody can intervene, nobody can come between what this devil's trying to put forth into the earth, man. But Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, he's gonna destroy this damn devil, man.
Estimates that around 90,000 to 120,000 people in the Philadelphia area are still being affected today. Then we got New York City. New York City banned lead paint in 1960, but the housing authority lied about the cleanup. In 2018, a federal investigation revealed that 19,000 children still living in the units that tested positive for lead. 19,000. The Bronx in particular shows the highest overlap between historical lead exposure and modern day crime, incarceration, and underfunded schools. Still affected today, they're estimating around 250,000 to 300,000 people. So you want the total number of all these cities combined together? Yeah, they're estimating between 750,000 people and 945,000 people right now in 2025. But here's the most fucked up part about all of this. Let's say somebody escapes. You're 7 years old, you run away, you go live in Beverly Hills, I don't know, whatever the fuck. It doesn't leave you. You can literally pass lead poisoning onto your children through epigenetics. Lead does not mutate your DNA, but it changes how your genes express themselves. This ends up changing, I don't know, stress response, brain development, immune systems. So that means if someone was poisoned as a kid, they could still pass this shit down to their kid. Their kid could end up with lead in their bones. It could, during pregnancy, the lead is released back into the bloodstream and passed directly to the fetus. Your child can be born with higher risks of anxiety, attention problems, learning disabilities, executive dysfunction. So even if you're in a nice neighborhood and you were lead poisoned as a kid, you're still fucked. So what happens when you poison millions of children and just send them off into the world and criminalize their behavior afterwards? You get over-policed communities, mass incarceration, general poverty, schools that fail, and entire families marked as failure before they even had a fucking chance. This is not culture or bad parenting. This is not a moral failing. This is fucking chemical warfare. And this shit has been hidden in plain sight. Engineered by corporations, approved by the government, and then buried under the headlines like black on black crime. So next time somebody says, well, black communities are just more violent, show them the fucking paint chips. Because I'll tell you right now, the studies show that effects come about 20 years after the lead poisoning, which means the last people that have been poisoned, and well, there's still shit going on right now, but we're still dealing with these effects. This shit's not gonna go away until we fix the root cause. So next time somebody says, systemic racism isn't real, I don't even know what that means, show them this fucking video. Because this shit, like I said, is fucking chemical warfare and absolutely unacceptable. And what you're looking at isn't a crime, baby. It's a fucking crime scene. And the criminals, still rich, still free, still in office. We need to fix that.
All right, so this is Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. Yeah, brother. So we need the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to prevail in this place, man. All right, because we're going against the devil, man. All right. The Satan physical counterpart is upon the earth, right? And he's wreaking havoc, man. And the only thing that can protect you against this damn devil is what? The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Hey, so Lord willing, this was edifying for the elect's sake, who we endure all things for, man. Until next time, Akim, Shalom.